Should you write your thesis in a technical field, you might need to place some programming code in your document. Fortunately, the Hagenberg Thesis template provides a few neat environments that make adding programming code a pretty simple thing. All you need to do is you need to know which kind of language your code is in, and then choose the appropriate environment. Let's say we want to place some Java code in our document. I would start a begin environment, and I would use the begin Java code environment and end it off with end Java code. So everything inside of this environment will be treated as Java code. So the thesis template knows the keywords of Java, it knows the special characters that are used as comments, and I can add some Java code. I'm going to use a predefined method here. I'm going to paste it. It's called extract email, and it has some things from Java inside here. As you can see, there is, for example, a comment and everything. It is written in Java. So if I recompile my document, you can see that this Java code will appear exactly where I edited it. So this is a paragraph, and right before the subparagraph, this is where my code block will appear. And the thesis template even took the liberty of adding line numbers, so we don't have to worry about this. And should some of the text run over multiple lines, obviously the line numbers would adapt accordingly. Should you not want to have the line numbers because it's a very short fragment, you can always add square brackets here, and you can write numbers equals none. And once you do that, the code block stays, but the line numbers will disappear. But they're usually pretty handy. So once or whenever your code is a few lines long, you might just want to keep them. So for short code elements, as you can see, in contrast to what you maybe saw if you watched the videos with images and tables, this code is placed exactly where you put it, because for source code, you might just want to have it that way. So if you write something like, look at the following code example, then you can obviously do that because the code example will appear right after this sentence. There is also the possibility to make your code float. So if you have a longer snippet of code, or maybe a snippet of code that you need to reference a few times, so it needs to have a number, it might even need to have a caption so that it can stand on its own, then you want to make a floating environment out of it. And you can always do that by adding a so-called program environment around it. So I'm going to do that just right now. I'm going to add a begin program, and here at the end of my Java code, I'm going to add a end program. And if I do that, it's also maybe a good idea to add a caption. Same goes for the tables, but as you might want to add it in the beginning. So I could add a caption here and say the method extract email does something. Yeah, here's my caption. And I can also add a label, yeah, because this is my code or prog or whatever you want to call it. And this is extract email, for example. And now I have a floating piece of code. I'm going to save it. Overleaf is going to update my document and have a look at where the code appears. It is gone. And it has appeared right below the table that was inserted above here. So it's the same as for images and tables. LaTeX tries to place the floating element as close to the original position, but maybe not on the very same position. But it now has a number. It's called program 2.1. And the thing that you should do is now you should reference to it in your code, because you can't say anymore, look at the following code example, because it is not here anymore. It's up there. So look at the code example in program. And then you do a reference, code, extract, email, and now everything is well. So our text down here says, look at the code example in program. What was it, 2.1, and now the reference is being set. So the reader will have the reference and will know that they will have to look up here to see that the method extract email is being placed up here. And this gives you the opportunity to reference to that code even in a later chapter, because it now has a number, it is placed accordingly, and it can be found again. Also, floating code never breaks multiple pages. The code fragment that is being in the position where you put it, so without the program environment, it could theoretically break over multiple pages. So if you would add it somewhere down here, the first few lines might be on the one page and the other few lines might be on the next page. So this is something that you have to live with, whereas the floating environment will always guarantee you that the code is in place on one page together, if you will. One small thing concerning text formatting. If you have something like the name of this method here, extract email, this is something where you might want to use a text TT macro and put the method name extract email in the text TT macro to give it this fixed width font, which looks quite nice for programming terms such as extract email. This is just a formatting thing here, but it fits in well like this. Now you've seen how you set Java code. If you need any other code environments, please refer to the Hagenberg Thesis tutorial document. There is a table in the document that shows you all the code environments that are available. Here's a few. I'm going to just drag it right in here to the video. You can see you have C code, C++, C#, CSS, HTML, JavaScript, LaTeX, Objective-C, PHP, Python, Scala, Swift, XML. And there is even a generic code block for all those languages that don't have their own environments. And should you feel the need to add a language that is missing here, please just fill out an issue in the GitHub repository, and we can always add another coding language environment so that everything is being set correctly when you need it.